Boris FX Silhouette 2026 is here. We've been laser focused on core tools for artists, and this means better VFX fundamentals like tracking, masking and paint, and better AI-driven automation. Finally, we've built deep pipeline integration specifically for high-end visual effects workflows. I'm Ben Brownlee for Boris FX. Let's take a quick tour of Silhouette 2026. The 3D scene node has significant changes. We added a new automated head tracker. This tool creates and tracks 3D mesh data directly from your scene. If you don't need the depth data, pipe it into the Unwrap node. This projects 3D surfaces into a flat 2D UV space. It's perfect for beauty work or Roto. You can fine-tune these meshes using trackable deformer anchors. Our SynthEyes 3D tracking integration now features Refine Solve. You get better results while staying in the familiar Silhouette workspace. Setting up 3D tracking planes for paint and compositing has never been this fast or easy. Silhouette 2026 brings in our newest AI matting and segmentation models. Refine ML integrates the video matting V2 model. This vastly improves temporal stability along your edges. It also passes data from MaskML and MatAssistML directly through the Cryptomatte node. The specialized FaceML model has seen a version bump. Based directly on your feedback, we added separate nose and neck options for finer control. We also added an elliptical selection around the entire face. You still have the ability to pass this through the data port as Cryptomatte data, and you can then use the new Cryptomatte muxer. This node combines Cryptomattes from different sources. Ultimately, FaceML v2 delivers incredible stable results for segmented face mats. We also included the Depth Map v2 model. This gives you a new way to create depth maps from 2D images. The previous models remain available for compatibility, and you can experiment to see which one works best for your shot. If your tracking isn't solid, everything downstream falls apart. We added two new AI-powered tracking options in Silhouette 2026. These are Object Tracker and Point Track ML. I'll begin with the Object Tracker. This tool lets us track multiple instances of a specific class simultaneously, currently faces or license plates. Clicking Detect Objects finds all of these in the frame and creates a dedicated layer for each. I could track these with any of the standard trackers, but instead I'll just hit track forwards. The Face Detection ML model does it all for me, dynamically creating more layers if new faces enter the shot. I can now use those shapes and tracking data further down in my comp. I'm also very excited about the second new tracker, Point Track ML. Point trackers are famously fast. However, traditional point trackers are sensitive to sudden occlusions or subjects going off screen. Silhouette's new Point Track ML solves this. It looks the same when you add a point tracker, but uses machine learning to track the points. This allows it to sustain tracks through heavy occlusion and off-screen movement. Silhouette's hybrid paint system offers a great mixture of fast raster paint coupled with auto paint across frames. This workflow is perfect when additional frames are needed later, and Silhouette 2026 adds a revolutionary resize paint option when changing session sizes. You can now work rapidly in a lower resolution session and then later automatically rebuild exact replicas of your strokes on high resolution source media. There's also pressure control for brush size, plus rotation support for custom brushes. We also introduced a new healing brush tool. This effortlessly samples and blends surrounding textures, making it perfect for seamless blemish removal. And this isn't the only upgraded paint tool. There's continuous cloning and the ability to lock auto grades across your strokes. We added a progressive sample mode for Blur Brush. This delivers a highly organic finish. These are all practical, powerful tools built for VFX artists. Users were amazed by the results of Retime ML, Silhouette's AI-powered time warper. However, they wanted more interoperability with other pipeline software. So we added it. Silhouette 2026 now supports the import and export of retime curves. This works with hosts like Avid and Nuke, and what's more, that same retime curve can be passed through the Roto nodes via the data port. This means no more retimed rendered alphas. Your Roto remains completely pristine. You can now future-proof your studio's pipeline. We added complete external control and direct integration with leading AI development assistants. Silhouette 2026 introduces an embedded RPC server for remote execution. We also added a native Python package manager, and this manager remains completely isolated from your system's directories. Furthermore, we built in a new Model Context Protocol, or MCP server. This exposes our scripting API, and it allows AI tools like Claude and Cursor to inspect your project. They can even build node trees and render frames entirely on your behalf. Now there's so much more that I want to talk about, like the new color estimation modes, an updated Mocha Pro node, direct source deinterlacing with deinterlace ML, and overall playback performance enhancements, but I'm going to invite you to the website at borisfx.com.